Hi everybody. Yeah, another cheery, happy day. Well, you know, weather's getting cooler. It's time to, I'll spin this around so that bright light isn't shining. My nose is a bit runny because the air's a bit cooler than normal because, yeah, it's starting to cool down, and I think the top today was going to be like 19, so too cold for snakes to go outside. But I've had the heater going and I can't see the temperature because Lily moved it around on me, but I do know that it's quite warm in here for them. And I'll try and bring this down so that you might see a little bit of, yes, I have Jessie out with me, as you can see. That tail is trying to find the best grip possible, and if it's not the tail, of course it's his head. Oh, I could hear that belly. I think you may have heard it too, which tells me things are going on in there and going to come out the other end. Not that Jessie is ever the other end me. That's Sia's job, isn't it? If you watch my live the other day. So what am I going to go around this way, darling? Go around that way. That's it. Okay, what am I going to talk about today? Oh, reality. The reality of having 8 snakes in my case. Not one snake, but 8 snakes. And the reality of that, guys, is be prepared that every day life is about your snakes. I just feel his little tail going at 100 miles an hour down here. I am going to get a puppy pad. Well, I like to get a puppy pad before he might go on me. But I might just flip him around here, which will stop that bottom from finding some pressure down there on the ground for a little while, and he won't choke me to death in his attempt to get a good foothold. Not very comfy looking, is it, for us both, Jessie? Actually, it's quite an uncomfortable position for us to be in, with you being the way that you are. Yes, darling. Hey, what do you think? Hey? But yeah. Oh, I can hear that belly going. You know what, guys? Come with me. I hear that belly going. That tells me I need to go and put him on the ground and let him see if he needs to use the toilet. I don't particularly want to mess on me again today, so I'm sorry that I'm moving you around everywhere, but gurgling bellies on snakes, and now I have to try and open this door one-handed with the camera in my hand, but I'm getting there. Like I said, it's not exactly a sunshiny day. Well, the sun is shining, but it will be warm enough for Jessie to get on the ground and use the toilet, but not for exactly staying out here for an excessive amount of time. So, and you know, even the ground is still kind of dampish. Sorry guys, I'm not watching the camera. I'll spin you around now. Yeah, He's on the ground. But you see, guys, this is the reality of having many snakes. Which one's fed? Which ones are almost due to go to the toilet? Which ones do need to get out and get some exercise going on? Which ones do I need to get feeders for? Every day, it's check their enclosures for any mess and clean up that mess. And yes, for me, who has enclosures in the way that I have them set up, that can be a very, very big job for me to actually do. Does it mean I slack off and go, I can't be bothered today, I'll do that tomorrow? No, absolutely not. It is pretty much done there and then, on the spot. So it's checking the heating and the temperatures to make sure that they're all functioning properly and working and everything's all good. It is emptying out 8 water bowls, some big, some little, and really giving them a good scrub and a clean and refilling them with fresh water. Who's in shed? Who isn't in shed? It's a lot, guys. I'm not going to say that it's not. I'm not going to say that having snakes is really hard and really difficult and don't get them. But what I'm saying to you is the commitment that you take on when you have a snake and you are choosing, and I will put it that way, that you are choosing to care for them in the way that I do. It is hard work, and I'll say hard work, but I say that truly from the bottom of my heart as being hard, enjoyable work, because I don't mind doing it at all. I truly do not mind doing it for them on a daily basis. But you have to be thinking. You know, I got up this morning at 5:30 and I don't need to turn on Lily's light. Lily's little radar goes off and she says, Mum's up. And that just means so am I. And there she is at the door. And right now, getting cooler, and this time of the year, the temperatures are just not warm enough for her when I get up in the morning. So the first thing I do, that's the first thought in my mind in the morning, is put the heater on. Because Lily's digested and she's at the point where she wants out every day. So that means my brain has to automatically click in that put the heater on, because Lily's going to be at that door wanting to come out within 5 minutes, or whether it be half an hour, but she's going to want to come on out. So that's what I mean about having to think every day about your snakes if you're going to care for them as I do. Now, if you're somebody that just leaves them in their enclosure and you just change their water, have a couple of hides and a water bowl and newspaper, and they mess, then you've just got to take the water bowl out, remove the newspaper, put down, wipe up, put down fresh newspaper, fill their water bowl, and away you go. And that's how a lot of people do it. And for a lot of those people, they might have 150, so I got a tickle in my throat today, 150 or 200 snakes, and then it's a big job, isn't it, even with newspaper and a water bowl and a couple of hides, and that's all you would really want to have in there. If you've got tubs, then it's even easier again, and understandably so. Why wouldn't you do that? I wouldn't like to have any of my snakes, especially carpet pythons, in a tub. Absolutely not. A ball python, your little snakes, even then I'm in two minds of ever really wanting to confine them to such small little homes. But I want to also reiterate, I don't feel that those people that do it that way to be terrible carers of their snakes either. I know the practicality of it. It's just not for me. It's not who I am when it comes to my snakes. And a lot of people do have enclosures, but have minimal in it as well, for the convenience of making life so much easier for themselves. So, for me, if you're going to get a snake, one snake, oh, easy peasy, trust me, easy peasy, 2 easy, 3 easy, 4 easy. You start getting up in the 5s and the 6s and the 7s and now 8s, it's going to go to the toilet. That's when you're starting to run into the not so easy peasy. It then starts to become a longer time frame, taking care of those needs in that particular way, rather than taking care of them in terms of getting them out and letting them explore and do things, which Lily is out, but she is currently, there you go. As I said, you hear that gurgle going on in their bellies, then you pretty much know that your snake is needing to use the bathroom. So be pretty quick to get them out and bring them out and they go to the toilet. Because otherwise you're going to eventually cop it on your lounge or on the floor, or not necessarily on you, but definitely somewhere. So thank you, Jessie, for hanging on while Mum got you outside, and I'm sure if you could say thank you to me for bringing you outside to use the bathroom, and I guarantee you guys, he would not have done it in his enclosure. So that's another thought process for me on a daily basis. Who will need to use the bathroom? And like I said, I always bring that up, don't I, in my videos, but it is extremely true. And I always like to have a look and make sure it's all good, and it's all looking really good. So a good poo is a good sign of health in your snake. You do not want it runny, and you do not want it rock hard, just in case you don't know, and I'm sure that you do know that with your snakes. But and now he can run along and wipe his bottom on the grass. See, good toilet paper too, grass. It saves so much, I tell you guys. But yeah, that's all my video was really to say to you, to be mindful that the more snakes you got, the more work there is involved with having them in your life. And I don't regret any of my snakes or getting the amount of snakes. And I still want one more, guys, remember. I want my rough scale. But unless something really comes along in terms of emergency, desperately needing, that is going to be my cutoff, right? That really is going to be my cutoff. I am enough now. Doing what I do and caring for what I have, and I don't want to slack off on the one-on-one that I do with each of my snakes because I decide that I want more and more and more. I don't want to do that. That would be so unfair to each and every one of my snakes should I decide to do that. So on that note, guys, I'm going to say, take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your snakes, and no getting on that hot tire, bud, because I'm telling you, that black would be rather hot. Good night. It would be rather hot, darling. I don't want you to go there. He says, please. Okay, guys. Ciao.